In the U.S., stock index futures pushed higher ahead of Wednesday's open, adding to the gains seen in the previous trading session. Around 5:35 a.m. Eastern Time, Dow futures rose 24 points, indicating a positive open of 39.94 points. And futures on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq both indicated a positive open for their respective markets. An air of caution continues to linger among investors worldwide as turbulence surrounding trade relations and policies bubble away. In data, mortgage applications are due out at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by the all-important Producer Price Index figures at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and the U.S. Federal Reserve's Beige Book release out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Meanwhile, a number of central bank members are due to speak. Fed Governor Lael Brainerd is set to deliver remarks at the Detroit Economic Club luncheon, which will look at economic and monetary policy outlook. Meantime, St. Louis Fed President James Bullard is set to appear at the CFA Society Chicago's Distinguished Speaker Series breakfast. That event is taking place in Chicago. In Asia, markets broadly fell on Wednesday as the MSCI Asia ex-Japan index touched 14-month low on the back of news that China will be making a request to the World Trade Organization to impose sanctions on the U.S. Japan's Nikkei 225 slipped 0.27% to close at 22,604.61, while South Korea's Kospi ended the trading day largely flat. In Australia, the ASX 200 closed slightly lower at 0.06% as the financial sector slipped by 0.39%. In the Greater China region, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index remained in bear territory, trading 0.54% lower. Markets on the mainland also continued the downward trend for the day, with the Shanghai Composite closing 0.33% lower at around 2,656.11, while the Shenzhen Composite shed 0.47% to end the trading day at approximately 1,403 points. And of course, back here in Africa, the president and group chief executive of telecoms giant MTN says, despite the company's current challenges in Nigeria, it remains very positive about investing in the country. Mr. Bob Shooter was speaking to Channels Television at the ongoing International Telecom Union Conference in South Africa's coastal city, Durban.
Well, we've had a very proud history in Nigeria. We've been there since 2001. I think we've built a good business. I think we've really helped the people of Nigeria also to progress. And despite our current challenges, we remain very positive about Nigeria, its potential as an investment destination.
And it's been sorted? How far have you done sorting it?
It's work in progress.
And in Sudan, the President Omar al-Bashir dissolved the government on Sunday, September 9, and named a new prime minister. Moves aimed at fixing a crisis-hit economy battered in recent months by shortages of bread, fuel, and hard currency. Sudan's economy has been struggling since the South ceded in 2011, taking with it 3/4 of oil output and depriving Khartoum of a crucial source of foreign currency.
The announcement came just after the president called an emergency meeting of ruling party officials in the presidential palace on the back of growing economic concerns over price rises and shortages. Khartoum has been trying to slash expenditures as it grapples with record-high inflation, the hard currency shortage, and growing concerns over low levels of liquidity at commercial banks.
Based on consultation and the positive, cooperative spirit of national dialogue with political parties who have supported our decision to dissolve the National Accord government on all levels, the Prime Minister's post will be separated from the post of the first Vice President, and there will be a reduction of the federal ministries of the National Cabinet from 31 to 21.
Liquidity of the local currency has dwindled and ATMs have been emptied of cash. Daily withdrawal limits in some places have been set as low as 500 Sudanese pounds. A presidency statement said the latest measures were necessary to solve the state of distress and frustration faced by the country during the last period. In a Khartoum market, some hope Bashir's action will help turn around the economy, but many remain skeptical.
In fact, the change could lead to new themes like development, followed by recovery, and the South might also recover.
Dissolving the government will not change the economic situation because it is the same government and the same economy. There will be no change in this government or the coming government.
The lifting of 20-year-old U.S. trade sanctions last year was expected to usher in a more prosperous era for a country that had long been isolated. But economic woes have only deepened as a black market for U.S. dollars has in effect replaced the formal banking system, making it more difficult and expensive to import essential supplies such as wheat.
The country is collapsing and the people are afraid. We as citizens are afraid because what is going on will lead us to the worst place and everything will go beyond the reach of the people.
A doubling of the price of bread in January after the government eliminated subsidies triggered demonstrations.
When we come back after the break, we will cross over to the stock exchange for an update on today's trading activities. Just stay with us.